everybody, welcome on board the National Geographic Islander. This will be a trip of a lifetime. This will be your home away from home during this wonderful expedition. We will have kayaking, paddleboards, walks, you name it, there is a lot. We will be revisiting the wonderful places that Charles Darwin visited when he came here back in the 1800s. Galapagos is a very special place. It's one of the ultimate paradises on earth. Nowhere else in the world you can see animals like here. Not only wildlife is great, but also we'll have a very knowledgeable group of naturalists. We will have a hard-working crew and great travel mates. Welcome to the islands.
We are here in Caleta, Tortuga, Negra. So we are taking a zodiac ride in this coastal area that has a beautiful mangrove forest.
First marine iguana, everybody.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
That one is not the biggest, but it is our first, so we have to appreciate it.
Look, he's looking at us.
And of course, marine iguanas are one of the highlights of Galapagos, what makes it really special. No other place in the world has iguanas that dive underwater, hold their breath.
Yeah, it's incredible.
For 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
20 minutes? Our second baby shark, they love this area.
Oh, there's something right over there in the water. It just came up.
This is a nice place to find green sea turtles. Here we have a lot. And these turtles here are protected, of course, in the marine reserve. And what is nice is that we can see them very calm, acting naturally, just resting in the area. For example, a couple cool facts about sea turtles is that you can tell the sex just by looking at the length of the tail. If it has a long tail, it's a male. And if it has a short tail, it is a female. That's how you can tell.
She was right.
Making babies.
Yeah, I think that was very gentle, smooth love.
Yeah, we are watching two sea turtles reproduce. They're mating. This is the Bay of Love.
Welcome to North Seymour Island. This is known as the Bird Island. We are just a couple of miles away from Baltra, the airport where we landed yesterday, and it looks like a completely different world. It's inhabited by a number of different species of birds. The most prominent ones are frigate birds. Since the moment we land, we'll get to see them up in the sky, we'll get to see them interacting with their chicks in the nest, and also we'll get to see them getting their food. Frigate birds are very special birds in the way they feed. They steal food from other birds. That is known as kleptoparasitism. That's the main way of getting food. Some of them do pick things up from the surface of the water, but about 70% of the food they get is from other birds. So very, very elegantly, they go after seagulls, blue-footed boobies, and they target their wing feathers and tail feathers. They pull them up and they shake them until the other bird is forced to vomit. All that regurgitated food is reached in the sky before it reaches the ground or the water, and that is taken back to the nest so the frigate bird can feed its own. male frigate inflate their pouch only in a certain time of the year, which is the time of mating, and the pouch signals availability to the females. The bigger, the redder the pouch, the better for the male. So they show availability through those colors, through calls, through sounds, and then if they're lucky, they'll be selected by the female. They'll stay together for roughly a year. They lay one egg, and then the egg will hatch within a month. And after that month, the parents have a huge responsibility, which is to provide and care for that young until it's able to fly away from the nest. So they provide full parental care for that year.
I was surprised actually at how close that we can get to them without them seeming to be affected by our presence, and just to see them in their natural element and doing what they would normally do. Yeah, they're not on a high cliff, and they're not, far away or flying far. They're literally right around us in several meters.
Besides frigatebirds on this island, we'll get close encounters with reptiles. Like land iguanas can be seen often walking across the path or resting on rocks trying to warm up. Today we'll have the opportunity to see some of them as we walk here. This time of the year we're very lucky because it seems as though 2020 was a great year for wildlife because they were undisturbed. The population of blue-footed boobies seems to be increasing for the first time since the last decade. And now we can see them very close to the trail. Also, we'll get to see some of the parental care that happens in the nest. The parent taking care of the chicks, newborns, plenty of them during this time, some of them with few feathers. And we'll even get to see some females and males incubating eggs. After visiting this island, well, we get a sense of why the Galapagos are so special, why they have to be protected. Very unique wildlife, very fearless wildlife, more importantly, that we can approach, we can enjoy. And many of them seem very, very excited of seeing us. Probably so many colors and so many shapes that they haven't seen in a while. And we're also very excited to see them as well. Finally, after a year of being isolated from one another and from nature, we reconnect, we come back to the source, to Mother Nature, to feel one again.
We're in a journey in the Galapagos Islands, and it's amazing to be on Rábida Island. Rábida Island is famous because of this beautiful red sandy beach, rich in iron and dotted with sea lions. This is the breeding season for sea lions, so you can find several females with babies and they are nursing. Typically they do at this hour of the day. The sea lion we have in the Galapagos is called the Galapagos sea lion, and that's because it is an endemic species. These sea lions came a long time ago from California. Over, I guess, thousands of generations, they changed, becoming a new species, and they are the highlight at the time you set a foot on the shore. Sea lions are mammals, they feed on fish, and they also entertain us.
I find the babies super cute, and the moms are just so caring, but then they yell at each other, and it's adorable. It's kind of like us, just in a different form.
Rábida, besides its many attractions, it has a small pond that has flamingos. Flamingos in the Galapagos are a small population, maybe around 400 to 500 individuals spread on many ponds like this. Usually these brackish lagoons are rich in some small types of shrimps and insects, and this is the food for this amazing pink bird that right now we have in front of our eyes. This is our first full day in the Galapagos, and after several outings and a lot of experiences in this amazing place, the last hour is just amazing. This is the time of the best sunshine, best opportunity for photography, and we're having it now on this beautiful beach that will be glowing red later on. So this is actually the best way to end a day in the Galapagos.
Most of you are here. Some of you have very sharp eyes. If you look in the horizon, you can see the line now. The line has three colors today. It has blue, yellow, and red. Look for it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome to the equator. We're officially now crossing the line. Welcome to the equator. And here's the line, the famous crossing of the equator.
This morning we're visiting Isabela Island. This is Punta Vicente Roca. This is one of the jewels in the Galapagos. And here we just go out for a zodiac ride, but a zodiac ride can be amazing, and that's what we just experienced in the minutes we're around here. We have seen cormorants, they are in a courtship display. We have seen plenty of penguins in the water and on the rocks as well. But what makes this place also a highlight is the number of sea turtles that you can see coming to the surface for air and also resting on the bottom of the sea. Penguins in the Galapagos are the only penguins that live in the tropics, the only tropical penguin. So these penguins are endemic to the islands, and today we have a population of somewhere around 2,000, 2,500 individuals, and they are distributed along the shore of Isabela and Fernandina Island. We cannot conclude a visit to Isabela Island or to Punta Vicente Roca without visiting the seascape, without seeing what is underneath the surface of the ocean. If we have seen all these highlights, certainly underneath the surface of the ocean, we have so many other highlights, fish and more encounters with the sea turtles. It's gonna be an amazing day.
Today we are exploring the beautiful island of Fernandina. This is our youngest island and we treasure it very much. This island still doesn't have any introduced species, and here we can find life thriving. We In Fernandina, we find thousands and thousands of marine iguanas everywhere. They come here to rest and to sunbathe, basically, so they're warming up. That's what we see them doing the most. Sometimes we see them sneezing, and that's getting rid of the extra salt that they ingest when they are in the water. You have to know that this is the only seagoing lizard in the world, the only one that dives to get its food. So here we have the chance to see them coming back from feeding and resting, taking a rest for the rest of the afternoon and sleeping. In Fernandina, there's also a bit of an unusual behavior with the sea turtles. The water is so cold, we believe that the sea turtles come here to bask and kind of rest, almost kind of outside the water sometimes. So that is pretty unusual for sea turtles. They're normally always in the water, but here, maybe because of the seawater temperature, they like to come out and sunbathe as well.
Some really beautiful sea turtles. It's pretty cool to see that many and to be able to get that close to them. It's really special, so it's beautiful.
During this season, we see all the sea lion pups, the newborns, that are next to their moms and very well taken care of in the beach. They're playing and everything is new to them. We see them chasing a crab maybe, or just learning from each other. And of course they steal our hearts. They are the main show. They are very incredibly charismatic, and of course they're mammals and we are mammals as well, so there's no way of taking our eyes out of these sea lion pups. The flightless cormorant is an amazing bird. It's endemic to Galapagos. There's no other flightless cormorant in the world, and these cormorants still have the behavior of drying their wings like they were about to take off, but they do it spontaneously in the rocks. And these cormorants are polyandrous. They have sequential polyandry, meaning that the females will nest with one male after the other during the season. Here also this mutation of being flightless was successful because there are no predators for them, and they can actually put on some weight and eat as much as they want because there's no need to take off, no need to fly after they are done with their meal. Fernandina is a very special island, so we were very lucky to be here this afternoon. We saw lots of beautiful things, and of course it was a great ending for a nice day in the west side of the Galapagos.
Welcome to Urbina Bay. Today we left the ship early in the morning and we waited out the waves to pass. There was a number of sets of waves rising in the horizon and then crashing on the shore. So with the expertise of our drivers, we were able to wait and actually land on the beach in calm waters. We managed to disembark and then prepare for an incredible hike at Urbina Bay. Urbina Bay is a place that's so special, not only naturally but also geologically. It's right next to a volcano called Acero, and back in 1954 it was uplifted, and about a mile along the shore it got uplifted as high as 15 feet up. As we venture into the inland part of the trail, we found a very, very small giant tortoise, and I would have said that the tortoise was around 10 years old. It was sort of a welcome committee to us because we just had to go a few steps in. We found it on the grass. Later on, we found some land iguanas, and they were coming out of their burrows to bask. We got to see quite a few of them today, and they behave fearlessly. Land iguanas are ectothermic animals, so in order to stay warm, they do not pile up like the marine iguanas that we saw yesterday, but instead they dig holes in the ground. These are burrows that they use as shelter. So they go underground at night and they come out early in the morning, lay on the flat land to bask. That's how they get their energy before they start the day. So as we went around the trail, we found a juvenile hawk walking. It seemed as though he was looking for something to eat. These hawks are very distinct from the adults because they are light in color and they have a lot of light brown speckles, and they are even more inquisitive than the adults.
Galapagos exceeds my expectations in every way imaginable. There's so much life, so much science, so much Earth history. It's just truly incredible how much there is here.
This is the most exciting trip that we have ever taken. I am so excited and happy that we came, and it's the opportunity of a lifetime.
We have a beautiful encounter, an incredible encounter with dolphins. They were bottlenosed. A beautiful pot of them, they were jumping, frolicking. It was a show. These animals are not only beautiful, but they are very important. They are big mammals in the ocean. Every time we go around these realms, we try to look for cetaceans, and today we have been very, very lucky. We're all happy. Life is good.
Yay, dolphins!
Nature is unpredictable, right? So we got there's a turtle there sticking. So that male has been attached to that female probably for already minutes, if not hours. They can stay together for 3-4 hours sometimes. The male is actually much smaller than the female, and that's why I was telling you that the male has a longer tail than the female, so he has to reach out under the tail of the female, and that's how they copulate. Welcome to Espumilla Beach. We are in the Central Islands again. This is Santiago Island. We've landed this morning with the purpose of capturing moments in time. As we walk along the beach, we'll have the opportunity to see some birds, probably some blue-footed boobies diving, and little birds walking. So our guests are going to focus in capturing those moments, and capturing the little things, the details that make this place very, very special. It's going to be the last day in the Galapagos Islands for our guests, and today they'll have the chance to take the closing shots of all the ones that they have taken. Today they'll focus on those that tell the story. Those are very important for any photographer because with those shots they'll be able to tell the whole story, right? Not just snapshots, not just portraits, but actually establishing shots and ending shots that will allow them to tell a better story once they go back home and share it with their relatives and friends.
Well, I think it's a beautiful place, and I came because of its reputation, and I think things like that have to be protected, not only here, but throughout the country.
After being these days in these wonderful locations, what I want you to take home is the impression of that we have a huge group of people trying to protect these areas. When you come back home, if you see that something is wrong in the areas you live, think about the Galapagos. Think about these wonderful memories that you have from this location. Help us to protect the Galapagos and help us also to protect our planet. Thank you for traveling with us with Lindblad Expeditions on board the National Geographic Islander. You will be in our hearts forever.